Hello everyone and welcome again to our channel noborder.com. Today we are going to talk with my co-host Aynur Berdalieva about mental health issues, something related to again psychology, procrastination, and let's start. So hello Aynur, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm so excited about our conversation. So I really believe that it would be really beneficial for all listeners. How about you?
Oh, actually, I'm also excited to talk about this topic since when I wrote you last night, I thought about how it will be essential to many people to get like certain help from us. That's because of that. Now I guess we can talk about our experiences, like what we've had. You said before in our channel you work, so could you again tell about your work experience, like where you work, what you had? So
Okay, thank you for your question. Firstly, I truly believe that this podcast will be really useful for all our followers because around me, my friends, my co-workers, colleagues have the same situation, have similar issues. So our conversation, I think it will be really beneficial for all listeners. So firstly, I work as a project manager for a non-profit organization. So we realize like social and charity projects in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 2 months, I left my work because I felt myself like broken, lost. I didn't have any idea about my future because I spent all my time at work. I didn't have time for my hobbies. I didn't have even, I can say that, like leisure time for myself, for my family, for my friends. So one day I just came to work and said, I don't want to work. I want to live and I want to have time for myself, like doing some like enjoyable things, and that's it. So it is not the thought about one day. I mean, I've been thinking about it
For
maybe,
a long time.
This
Means
yes, because I had really big plans for my future, for my about my work and so on.
Of course.
But yes, one day I find that I'm just working and doing nothing. So
it means on that time
yes.
you got this kind of let's say
Mixed like feelings.
Procrastination thing, like you just don't want to do anything, and you just do not understand like why actually you are doing it, like for what reason. Like you thought that this is kind of useless thing, so I guess you feel like this, right?
Yes. So then I decided to be a freelancer. So I think it's going well because I attempt like buyer's course. I started to prepare to my IELTS exam also. I had like several months for myself. I do fly yoga and I really enjoy my time. So yes, and now I'm over the moon because I'm doing everything for myself, and what I planned, what I wanted to do is just starting to realize. So yes.
That's amazing.
So, yes, and now I am ready to like discover new things, new like steps of my life. So yes, and I'm now I am looking for a new job. So yes,
that's great. That's really
it.
awesome
Yes.
that you realize on proper time that actually you don't like this work, since most of the people, they just like don't understand this. And even though, for example, some may understand it, they may be afraid of quitting their jobs, of losing some constant work, constant salary, let's say. But you did, and you did amazing job. Like, I congratulate you with this.
Yes, and I would like to add one thing about my work. As I mentioned, I worked as a project manager of social and charity projects, and all of them were really emotional. So you can you can just sit and start cry about like some situation, or you can read some like stories of people. So it is really it was really emotional work for me. I think one of the main reasons of my like making this kind of decision is like emotional like situations of in my work.
Like, you want to
So
get rid of it? It was
maybe.
really hard for you, like emotionally, to work in such kind of but since this is actually really tough to help someone, actually like, we can help anyone, but we have many people who are struggling in their lives and who have certain issues regarding their health.
And like I want to add one more thing. Like, I had an experience of processing, of handling like 50 or 60 letters for a month. So it was really tough for me to like read all of them, to reply all of them, to answer like and every letter has own story, and every time when you start read another letter, it's like in the place of that person, and I felt all of his emotions, all of his feelings. So that was, I think, yes, it is affected. I was affected by these letters also.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
That's very interesting.
So that's my story about like stress situation and so on. I would like to ask about your experience. I mean, about your graduation, starting new courses, and so on.
Okay, when I was passing my exams to enter the university, I've never thought that I was in a huge depression on that time, and I've started to do multiple tasks, pass certain exams, and just like kind of pushed myself to pass all of these exams with A's, to kind of tell my father and my mother, so look, I can do this, I can enter to any university that I want, and such kind of things. And this leads to my depression and chronic flu. So I had flu, I guess, for 3 months, like non-stop. It was like I was struggling with this, and I went to several doctors. I like took so many medicals, but at the same time I didn't like get the result. I didn't recover from it. So I was struggling with this, and I was thinking like, what's happening with me? And I didn't realize like that was a huge depression. That was kind of stressful situation, I mean. And when I analyzed it, when I went to sanatoria with my parents, there was one doctor who said me just like, you've done an amazing job, like well done. You can relax now, like you can have a rest now. And I started to cry like for non-stop for an hour. I started to cry, and I started to realize that I can stop now, that I can have a rest now, and that I can just like remember what I actually can do, like dancing, singing, playing with someone, resting. Like I really forgot these kind of things actually. And after realizing that, I started to go to certain psychologists to cure myself actually mentally, to get rid of from several kind of fears and like anxieties and so on and so forth. And after that, when I was studying at my university, I had procrastination like issues since my organism, since my mind actually remembered such kind of experience like of huge depression. It started to just block each of my desire to study something, to pass certain examination, and it was really, really complicated for me to do anything in my examination periods. And when I just pushed again myself, I was again in this kind of depression, and again this chronic flu happened with me for several months. And I was really struggling with this actually, and after that I started to work on it. I realized my truly problem, like the root case of my problem, was actually related to getting love from my parents, getting like certain perception of my relatives, and especially my father actually. And after realizing this, I remembered that actually when I had such kind of depression and anxiety, when I was passing math exams like financial accounting, economics, and so on and so forth, I wasn't interested on that at all. I just really don't want to do anything related to finance, actually to math. But I was pushing myself towards these subjects so that my father be proud of me. Yes, he will love me from this, that I have to do something. I have to pass everything for 70 plus just in order to get this love. And when
Not for yourself. Yes.
Yes, and when I realized that this kind of weird thing, I started to say like, okay, I don't want to do anything now, which is not interesting for me. And I will do only those subjects, like I will pass only those examinations in which I'm very good. Like for me, if it will be a kind of piece of cake thing, like where I can create something, where I can, do some certain engaging activities, I will definitely do it. Whereas if I am not like good at something like math, economics, finance, I will find someone who will help me. Like, come on,
take it easy.
Yes, why I have to stress myself, block my every desires, goals, that I just don't want to do it. And after doing this, I've realized that this chronic flu had disappeared. Like it really have disappeared. Like, and I was really happy. I was really delighted when I started to do subjects that I really love. It was related to HR management, project management, as you said. Project management, why? I really loved it. That's because of the creation of something new, that we have to organize something new. And my project was also related with charity organizations. So I've made an event for something related to blood shortage of kids, like hematologic disease. So and I started to organize event in Humo Arena, that I will have like a concert where every celebrity will came, and all of this revenue from this concert will be translated to the account of hematological institute in our local hematological to this kind of institute, and it will help certain kids to get some proper operations which they need actually. And I was really excited by such kind of projects. And moreover, I started to, as I said before, I started to love myself as who I am actually. And I started to recall like my certain experience when I was a kid. Actually, I used to sing and dance a lot. And now I'm starting to do such kind of things like related to dancing and singing, and I'm really, really excited. I'm really on ninth cloud because of such experience that I have now.
Yes, actually, when something is going like wrong something is going not in that way. So now our organism, our heart, can give a signal.
Yes.
Yeah. We just have to read this sign. It is really important, because just existing is not enough.
Yeah.
You can just exist, just work and like eat, sleep, and that's all. But our life is full of like adventure, full of extraordinary things. So we should try all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So our choose, like, to live or just exist. So yes. I truly believe that you chose to live.
Yeah, of course.
So yes, that's great.
I guess we can help with such kind of sharing our experiences and how we started to get rid of this procrastination, depression, anxiety, and such kind of things, and how we started to live, as you said. We may help for so many people, because many kids now has been raised by such kind of statements that you have to do some certain things. If you don't do this, I will not give you love. I will not give you those things that you want. And that's because of that many kids now are struggling and just like forgetting their dreams, forgetting their goals, desires, what they actually truly want, what their souls want actually in this life. And they're starting to be some kind of bankers, I don't know, like economists, financial analysts, or why only finance? We can talk about even HR managers, like, I don't know, doctors or something like this. So we are just living in the way our parents actually wanted to live in their past, or they dreamed to live. So, and they just like push their kids to become such kind of, I don't know, artist or someone. And I guess this is the huge stress that many kids can have in their life, because when they grow up, actually, they are really struggling with their work, because they do not understand like what I'm actually doing here, and what is actually my goals and my desires in this life, and can I be happy here or can I be sad here, and something like this. So they do not realize their emotions, they do not realize their potentials actually, and they do not listen to their souls, which is very sad actually. And that's because of that, I guess many illnesses happens in our world, like cancer, I don't know, it can be even just flu, as I said, some chronic diseases. It also can be that's because we like just living the way that we do not want, and our organism and our mind like stops us with these signals like stop, do not do it, do not go there, do not live with him, do not marry this person, like such kind of things. And we just do not realize it, and we just go and do some several and like useless for us tasks. It's so sad.
Yes. It's like that there are a lot of like limitation in our life, but these limitations are given from our like parents, maybe relatives also.
Our surroundings as a whole, even news media, they give us so much fears like of doing something actually. Yes,
and also I would add to your thought about like being loved by parents also. I had like, I can say that I have the common experience because I rose in a traditional huge family, Kazakh. So like I rose with my grandma, and also I lived like separately from my mother and sister. So I had this kind of situation, but I realize it now, is after like 20 years. I realized that I wanted attention, I wanted love, because we had grandmother. She loved all of us. She tried. She did her best. She
To
tried
raise
to
all of these kids.
give attention, because our parents worked. They didn't have enough time for us, but still, when I think about my childhood, I really remember really vivid memories about my parents, about my father especially, and but still I realized that I have this kind of issue about attention and about love. So
And we should
moving
sum
on.
up.
Yes,
Yes,
continue.
we can sum up our
on.
conversation,
Yeah.
what we've had.
I would like you to give some advices, some detailed advices to young generation, maybe who just graduate, or who just maybe 50 or 18 years old, youngsters, maybe adults, maybe some advices useful for their future life, for their adult life. So yeah.
Okay, that's very, very interesting proposal, because hearing someone's suggestion and advice for you in order to get some kind of inspiration or motivation in your life is, I guess, very essential, because I was actually inspired by someone, by my certain teachers, by my certain, let's say, even idols, who told me certain phrase in the particular moment of my life, and I even still remember such kind of phrases. So I can definitely say that as a young adult, they have to keep these goals, they have to keep these dreams, they have to follow what their soul actually saying to them every day. So they have to listen to their soul, they have to love themselves, since no one in this world will love them in the way they would like to. So we all love in a certain way, in a unique way, since we all actually are unique, and that's because of that we shouldn't wait, and we shouldn't demand certain love from everyone. That's because they cannot give this, and therefore you have to give this love as in the way you want to yourself. Thus, you may become happy. You will forget about any problems that you've had. Those diseases, chronic diseases or illnesses, can just disappear from you. Why? Because you started to love yourself, because you started to hear yourself, and you started to follow your dreams actually. And this is, I guess, the main thing why we came to this world. Since God gives to each of us certain tasks that we have to actually do in this life. And as a kid, we may remember this, but after a while, we may forget about this. And now it's time to you, to each generation, to recall this task actually, of having contact with your soul, having contact with the God, and just follow the dreams. You have to enhance your abilities, and you have to just go and do everything in order to complete this task. And thus, the universe will reward you with maybe lots of money, with lots of love, with lots of followers, and maybe the life of your dream.
Yes. I totally agree with you. I think this kind of advice will be beneficial, not
only for kids, for every each personality in this world.
Yes, it will be for all listeners, for all our followers also.
Yeah.
And personally, I would like to add just never forget about your dreams, as you mentioned. Just follow, never give up. And the most essential, the main thing in our life is health, our health and our mental health also. And the one more thing is like you just have to like read signs of fate also, like because God gives you some kind of signs, signals in your life, so you should like pay attention.
Of course.
You should sometimes focus on something like that. And also I would like to say that you do not have to accept or like apply of others' expectation, because you have your own opinion, you have your own like feelings, emotions, and so on. So
yeah, that's because of that I said that you have to follow what your actually soul is talking about to you.
Yes.
Not other ones, because only your soul actually knows whom you can be and what you can do in this life. So thank you so much. It was very, very fruitful conversation we've had. Very interesting topic. We like do not only talk about procrastination things like depression and so on and so forth, but we talk about even more important things.
Yes, you are right. I am happy. I'm over the moon that we had this kind of conversation, this kind of podcast on our channel. So I truly believe that this podcast will take a place in every person's heart. So yes, that's it.
So. Thank you so much. So you've listened to NoBorder.com podcast in our channel. Thank you.